So in this tutorial, I'm going to talk about the inverse variation. I'll start right away by saying that if y varies inversely as x, if a quantity y varies inversely as x, comma, then y varies inversely is 1 over the quantity x. So that is the inverse variation. So if we remove the proportionality sign and we introduce an equal sign, so y is equivalent to k, then multiply by the variation 1 over x. So the equation becomes y is equal to k over x. Now that is the relationship in the inverse variation, where k is known as the constant of proportionality. K is constant of proportionality. Now, for example, a question reads, it is given that p varies inversely. It is given that p varies inversely. P varies inversely as q, and that when q is equal to 3, p is equal to 1 over 6. P is equivalent to 1 over 6. First off, find p when q is equal to 9. Find p when q is equivalent to 9. The question reads, again as the reads, it is given that p varies inversely as q. Now p, the inverse variation, p varies inversely, that is 1 over q. Now to introduce an equal sign, we introduce a constant of proportionality k. So p is equivalent to k multiplied by 1 over q. Now when q is equal to 3, p is equal to 1 over 6. So p is 1 over 6, we substitute. Doing the substitution in the equation is equivalent to k times 1 over q, that is 1 over 3. Now this helps us to find the constant of proportionality so that we can find the equation connecting the two variables p and q. Now when you multiply both sides by 3 times 3 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 2. So the constant of proportionality k is equivalent to a half. Now to rewrite the equation connecting the two variables, so the equation is p is equal to k, which is a half multiplied by 1 over q. So p is equal to 1 over 2q. A half was the constant of proportionality. Now find p when q is equal to 9. So the q is equal to 9. We substitute it in the equation connecting the two variables. So p is equivalent to 1 over 2 times q9. So the value of p is equal to 1 over 18. So the first thing, we need to write the equation connecting the two variables and find the constant of proportionality first. So the constant of proportionality helps us to find another variable with a given variable. I'll do the next question. Question reads, a quantity y varies inversely. A quantity y varies inversely. Varies inversely as the square of z. Full stop. If y is equal to 4 and z is equal to 5, if y is equal to 4 and z is equal to 5, find the equation connecting y and z. Find the equation connecting y and z. Now this kind of variation is known as the inverse variation. But now the quantity y varies inversely as the square of z. Now it is not z, but it is z squared because it is the square of z. So the question y is vary inversely as the square, that is 1 over the square of z, which is z squared. Introducing an equal sign, we introduce also a constant of proportionality k. So y is equivalent to k times 1 over z squared. Now, if y is equal to 4 and z is equal to 5, the first part helps us to find the constant of proportionality of the two variables. So y is equal to 4 is equal to k times 1 over z squared, that is 5 squared. We substitute to find the value of k. So this is the same as 4 is equal to k all over 25. How do you find k? By multiplying both sides by 25. That is times 25 by 25. So the constant of proportionality k is equal to 100. So the equation connecting the two variables y and k. So the equation is y is equal to k, which is 100, times 1 over z squared. So the equation becomes y is equal to 100 over z squared. Thank you. Subscribe to my channel for more updates in mathematics and physics.